What's up, guys? We're gonna play. We're gonna play some 10-minute chess here on Lee, and we're gonna talk some philosophy too. Can I get a game in here? Anybody want to play? We're gonna talk some philosophy. How is everybody doing? Another one? Nobody wants to play with me. Okay, we're gonna talk about the road. Now, I spent decades on the road, guys. We'll talk about traveling on the 10. When you're rolling across America on the 10, that's the Southern Highway. It runs from Florida all the way to California. I'm sure some of you have been on the 10. Anyway, when you get to Texas, below Texas, below the 10 is the 90. That's kind of a secret highway down by the border of Mexico. And that skims a lot of cool towns in the middle of nowhere. Um, South of there is the Big Bend State Park and Terlingua, places like I could see myself retiring as an old man straight out of Western, style film. And they have the Starlight Theater down there. It's quite romantic. It has shows. And it's a whole nother world. It's a whole nother world. Like rattlesnakes everywhere. And, well, that's not going any place, is it? Let's just keep developing. E3 is a little unusual. Although maybe I should just take. Oh, this crazy. Just giving a tempo. I can go Queen A5 check and take back on A6 and see, maybe make it a little more difficult to castle. But then he just goes 92 and he gets away anyhow. So we'll just play like this. And, we'll castle and put our rooks over here and not do anything crazy. You won't do anything crazy. You'll just get out of there. Okay, let's go here. And I guess I'll go there and bring the rook in. Kind of an interesting way to go for white. It's very passive, but I guess he's solidly up his solid pawn. But it's okay. This has been done 1,000 times before. So when you hang out down there, funny thing happens. Well, I guess I'm gonna go here. I assume he's taking this. And then I guess he's gonna go bishop c3, which is fine. I'm happy to take that and make the weakness. All right, yeah, we'll gobble that. And the question is, do I go into b2 straight away? Or do I go queen b5? Try to plunk. I think I should hit this pawn very, very quickly. Queen d2, I take. That should be fine. There are a lot of factories on that border down there. Many, many factories. Now, because I had this run-in with the sheriff at the diner, who told me about the Mexicans sneaking through the fence in the factories, it all made a lot of sense. Can I play rook takes a2 here? It all make a lot of sense. The Mexicans sneak through. The factories set up on the southern border. They're ready to collect them for labor. Border Patrol gets their envelopes from the companies. And the rest of them turn a blind eye because these envelopes keep coming in. That's the way America works, folks. I notice all these families, not only do they have all these Mexican people working down there. By the way, if you wanted to get rid of all the Mexicans, the United States would just fail. It would just go belly up immediately. I mean, Mexicans and Mexican culture is an essential component to, uh, America functioning at all on any level. So always be nice to your Mexican uh, neighbors. I'm sorry, does rook takes a2 just work? He takes, I take on a1. What can he do? I think so. I mean, that's sort of, I just do that. So then the housing compounds are built. So it's generational, you understand. And the sheriff told me he doesn't do anything about it when the Mexicans sneak through the fence. I started, why don't you said that's, it's border patrol. It's not about me. If they make problem, or if anybody creates problems in this town, then it comes to me. But until then, it's out of my hands. So you start thinking about splinter factions of government, right? For instance, the DEA gets word of a Colombian drug lord coming into the country. If I was running the DEA or any branch of government, understanding that the objective is business, I would never bust a drug dealer. Never. He's coming in from Colombia. How much does he have? He's going to bring in, 100,000 keys. He's going to have planes, trains, automobiles, mansions, millions, hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank. Well, I let him operate with impunity for 15 years. And then I bust him. These people don't really care. That's a blunder. That's a blunder, I think. These people don't care about your children. This is business. So the DEA works. It even functions like this on a more fundamental level. If you think about it, okay, I was a school teacher for a while. I was an assistant teacher in special education. I worked with kids who were crackhead parents. Okay. Before that, I grew up in a methadone maintenance clinic. My mother was a social worker, and for a while, so drug and alcohol rehab centers, and so I saw a lot of different types of humans across my time in New York City and on the road of all financial classes. On a basic level, a principal at the school is in charge of the budget. When you're a naughty little child and they say they're going to send you to the principal's office and everybody's petrified of the principal, nobody knows why. Why is the principal important? What does the principal have to do with anything? He didn't do anything except control the budget that the school receives from the government. And sometimes those budgets they don't evaporate in thin air. Say many a principal has been busted for being a naughty principal with the school funds. So that kind of thing trickles down all the way to a simple thing like elementary school. Okay. Now, what's going on these days with the government is insane. We're just making enemies with everyone, which is not the way things are supposed to be. And I don't think this position is supposed to look like this either. I could be threatening H5 and give him a mate. So you don't want to make enemies with everyone around the globe. Certainly not a good policy. And you figure your president might have a driver's license. Like he may have learned to drive at some point in his life. I don't think that happened either. You see, I'm from New York City. And I met the man a couple of times. In fact, there was a chess tournament at Trump Tower where Maurice Ashley was the MC. And I might just take on, I think I'm taking on H2 here. Yeah, you might want a leader who had a dog at some point or knew how to drive a car. Or maybe went to school. You know, that might be reasonable. Well, I have a couple of ways to skin a cat here. G3 is the standard route. E3 is even more sexy, but I think G3 does the trick, doesn't it? There is no way out. You no matter how you feel about the leader of the free world, you might when I spoke to bikers, speaking about on the road, I talked to bikers about this, and they were unaware that he has a solid gold toilet bowl. Now, when you tell a man from Texas that someone has a solid gold toilet bowl, he gets, especially a biker, because bikers have the wisdom. They're on the road all the time. They're on the road. Okay, rematch. Okay, rematch. And that you do gain wisdom from being on the road, and you do develop a profound love for the land. You feel the land. I understand why bikers are, so into America, and they're very patriotic to the flag, not the government, but the land. See, there's a big difference. There's a big difference. So when I said the guy's got a solid gold toilet bowl, one guy said, that doesn't sit right with me. That was funny. And he said, that seems wasteful. It's true. It's very wasteful. And it's true because you see what happened with the White House is now dripping in gold. So, see, I know things from back in the day, Half the Russian bookies live in the buildings, by the way. The biggest Russian bookie in America lives in the building, Trump Tower. Everybody's on the wrong path. It's all this cash. It's all cash. It's all about the cash. It's all about the cash. Cash Patel. You can't make it up. What's happening out here. Now, I can play Queen F3. It's a very spicy move because, and I want to do it now, and I believe he has to find Rook A7. It's the only way. Unless he has Queen F6. If I take on B5 and go Queen F3, there is Rook A7. Very unpleasant. A lot of people like to argue with me. I'm like, you're not from New York City. You didn't see it all from the beginning. And furthermore, I lived in the Taj Mahal. Okay? I stayed there. I could have been a light bulb in the Taj Mahal. That's how often I was there. I stayed there for months on end, playing low limit poker in the early days. I don't know what to do. I mean, if I want to be smart and be a human, I just want to take on C4. But I sort of feel like, so Queen F3, Queen F6. If he goes Knight F6, he loses on the spot. I just take on B5 and Rook's hanging in the corner. Rook A7. I don't quite see it. I guess the Rook doesn't really function super well on A7. Maybe I can take on C4 there. And if he goes Queen F6, if I take on B5, Queen F3, Knight C7, King D8, take on F3, take. And then F7's hanging in the end, the Rook falls. Okay, I'll do it. Just let's see what he plays. So all those casinos are gone. That's not a good move, my friend. Sorry. All those casinos are gone. Does he want a rematch? He doesn't want one. I mean, guy doesn't see mate in one. The casinos are gone. Now, how you feel about someone, a feeling, it shouldn't be a thing when you're analyzing character. And me, I'm steeped in neutrality because I'm a poker player. Right? You cannot have any feelings about any of it. You just have to do your data mining and analysis. That's it. So how do you feel? Like, how do things feel around the country right now? Because I lived in Mexico for 5 years, and I traveled around. I went to other places too. And how do you feel about things? I feel like sacking a piece. It's not the best move in the world, but it's fun. But I'm not going to do it. You know what? I haven't played a 4 nights like this in 1,000 years. God, just so boring. All right, I mean, I'll just do it. I don't know what the hell. I haven't played this move in, I don't know, maybe 40 years. I guess it's fine now. Now it's good. Now I'm happy. D6, not a great move. I take with the king. I mean, take with the king, take with the queen. You know what? Let's take with the queen. And I'll develop and castle queen side, bishop g5, and put the rooks in the middle. So things don't feel so good. Then they came out with crypto, which was interesting. It's kind of an entertaining thing. Oh, he didn't play bishop. It was kind of clever. Maybe I go e5 now, though. Yeah, I think I'm going to go e5. Might as well get this in while I can. At least I'm going to get to ruin his structure a little bit. A little bit. Oh my God! Oh, dude, come on. How does he take with the king? He takes with the king. I'll just take on c6 and then... you know what? I'm not going to resign. I'm not going to resign. I'm not going to resign. You pre-move, and that's what you get for pre-moving in a rapid game. And I have to suffer. But I take this one, and then I take, and then this one's hanging, and that one's hanging. I wasn't expecting that. But we will try to repair the damage. Let's see if we can count on our lovely opponent. Nah, he's too good, this one. This guy's too good. Maybe he'll play knight d3 thinking he can go bishop b4, bishop f4. This guy's too good. Boy, that is a shame. That is a shame. Is there any way? Is there any way to make some damage? No. No, this is not going to work out for me very well. Whoa. Hello. You know what? You can always count on a friend to do the right thing. You can always count on your friend to do the right thing. You can always count on your friend to do the right thing. Not only did they do the right thing, they really wanted to help me out. They could see I'm in terrible distress when I'm pre-moving in the morning. I haven't had any coffee yet. Okay. I kind of just going to do this. How about this? Let's check to His Majesty. Okay, I have a plan. What? Okay, this is really, my opponent's really gone completely mad. Okay. You see, they're on monkey tilt. I'm trying to tell you that the state of things in the world is not good. Right? Take it from me. Take it from me. Look at this face. Take it from me. Things are not good. So problems across the board have nothing to do with let's talk about countries and flags, allegiances, because people get sensitive when you start talking about leaders, and we'll just hold this rook and you can't do anything. No, my buddy we'll go on the outside. pre-move from here. And we'll just get this over with. No shenanigans. Okay, now he's going to sit here for 7 minutes. Let's go for the rematch. Because he just flipped his lid. I flipped my lid and they flipped. So countries. People get sensitive because of their flag and their song. Right? You can't talk about my leader, or you can't. Here's the thing. Mongolia almost conquered the world, right? You got the Romans, Germans, Russians, civil wars in Asia, Thailand, Cambodia. As long as men have been around, and they try to tie it to a place. We don't have a Russian problem or a Ukrainian problem. It's not about countries. It's about men. We have a man problem on this planet. Sick fucking men who just think about war all day, conquering and war. The only way to get rid of it is total, complete financial collapse. Because as long as there are kings, dukes, earls, presidents, is going to be problems. You can't have. Now, knight g5 is usually a good move here. You rotate this puppy back around here, but all right, we'll take it slow. And we won't pre-move today. I mean, for the rest of the day. Okay. I'm going to go with this one right here. It's a man problem, guys. That's all it is. It's crazy, twisted people, man. Real fucked up. Okay. Right? It's not specific to any one region. It's all over the world for centuries. And religious wars. Another excuse for men to go nuts. Any excuse will do. What are you, a Christian, a Protestant, a Jew, a Muslim? You're from Armenia, Azerbaijan. Where are you from? It doesn't matter. Okay, Queen H5 is usually a good move. Knight G6 is a bad move. He'll take on D3 and then maybe just castles. It's just crazy sick people. Okay, can I? I'm gonna do this. I don't think Knight F7 or Knight E9. Let's just go here. Go for the quick KO. So all of these are. There's an intermezzo here. All these Armageddon films, they have a point. So my dude is hanging on G5. You can go Knight F7 here, but then Queen D7. I don't see anything, because if I take, he takes. I take. My knight's hanging. If I take the rook, my rook's hanging. So I sort of have to do some damage control here. I'm doing damage control in this position. Yeah, so basic needs, like human survival, get rid of all the borders, get rid of all the countries, right? No borders, no countries, open world, just call it Earth. And replace all the financial institutions with food banks. And you have, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen because people in power will never let that happen. Or you can conform to the system. I was in it. You just get, make as much money as humanly possible, and then you can disappear, which is another variation. That's the most realistic variation for survival, simian survival. All right, I think I have to do this. And then I'm thinking about, I'm not thinking about anything. Knight e6. He has queen e8. My knight is always going to be hanging in every variation. All right, let's go back here. How many times did I do it? Okay, there's some. He goes. I'm just going to take this. I'm going to take this, and I'll take this. And this should be at least some fun. At least some fun. This is probably wrong, because I just didn't even think about that. But okay, he escaped. But you know what? We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time regardless. We're gonna have a good time regardless. This was absolutely insane that I didn't even think about that. But okay, we're gonna have a good time regardless. We're gonna go F4, F5, F6, F7. I don't know. Yeah. So food banks, super hackers got to get into the system and delete the internet. So I don't get to make these videos anymore. It's gonna be a shame. We need super hackers. It's gonna go knight h7. I think I can get away. I have to do this. I really want to get h4 with king g3, and at least we're having some fun today. So super hackers, delete the internet. Got to delete all of it before it's too late. AI is going to take over. I'm not kidding. By the way, I'm not kidding. I think I'm kidding with you. I am very, very serious. Things are not going well. Not only in this chess game, but do I want to go e6? Nah, I'm going to play here. And I'm going to bring the king up. We're going to have some fun. That's solid position. I want to bring the rook in too. I want to put the king here. How's he going to beat me this game? That's what I want to know. Cool. Okay, let's bring the king. Right. We expected that. Now, I think I'll just probably go here. Seems reasonable, right? Maybe back here is better. So no rook f8s. It's okay, I'll back it up. Yeah. I'll back this up here. Seems like a good diagonal, better than the one I was on. More aggressive. Now I'm going to get in g5 and f6. Not going to be easy for him to defend. We're having a party. We're having a pawn party. I want to put the king on g4 and go h5. I don't think he can do anything. Wow. That's clever. That was clever, actually. I have g6. G6 gets some material back. Probably not a bad idea to get some material back. All right. I mean, I would like to play f6. But we'll get some material back. Let's talk about COVID. Holes in the ozone layer. What if COVID was deliberately distributed for the benefit of mankind? Did you calculate that variation, by the way? I'm sorry, H5. What are you doing? Rook E5. No, Rook E5. And then Rook E1. Did you calculate that variation? That there was a town in the mountains, in the Himalayas, where they hadn't seen, where they couldn't see the mountains anymore from their village. I'll just keep the pressure here. They couldn't see the mountains anymore from their village, and they were in the Himalayas because of the pollution. Now, collateral damage is calculated in numbers, right? Like if soldiers, if generals will say, they'll get together and they'll do their calculations and they'll say, well, 150 million people are going to die, or 5 million people are going to die. You're going to kill the 5 million people every time. You saw that movie with Dustin Hoffman, right? With the virus. They had to contain, they wanted to keep their weapon. I mean, I got a lot of conspiracy theories, but that's not outlandish to me, right? When they say, well, there's an imminent, like environmental damage, it's imminent. There's nothing you can do about it. But, well, there is one thing. We have to shut down the planet. We have to literally shut down the planet for a few years to let it heal itself. You would have to do that. And say, okay, well, I guess we'll do it. There's no other way. And what other way could you shut down the entire planet Earth? You know, watch my videos. Does it sound like I'm crazy? Does any of this sound crazy to you? Because it's not crazy. I mean, I'm telling you straight away. I'm just telling you straight up. Like, that doesn't seem insane to me. More likely, it's just a virus escaped from a lab by accident. You know, that's a more realistic. And why am I playing E4? That's more realistic, right? That we don't have to have a conspiracy around everything. But Washington, D.C. is designed in a pentagram, right? Did you know that the Washington Monument is 666 feet, 111 below the base, and 555 feet tall? Why is that? Why is that? I'm going to be in Payback 2 with Mel Gibson. No, was it Payback? No, it was there was some movie where he was chased around for having written theories. But, you know, basically you can say it's all comedy. But there's a very Luciferian flavor to the American government. There's a flavor to it. It's satanic in nature, right? Because the whole country was founded on slaughter. So it's not outlandish to say that there's a draconian nature in America, the nature of government. Well, I have a lot of friends. A good friend of mine was a playwright, right? Excellent playwright, and he wrote many plays about the Puerto Rican dilemma, systemic invasions of brown territories, or where dark people live, and they just take them. It was never really about that. It's just resources, and then again, it's the man problem, right? That just happen to live, like brown people happen to live somewhere that hasn't been exhausted of resources, so that draconian government comes in and just steal everything. That's what it is. Just come in and steal everything, right? They just steal it all. They come in and steal it all. Diamonds, gold, silver. What do you think the Spaniards were doing in Mexico? What do you think they were there for? These people don't speak Spanish, and it's not their indigenous language. And if you talk to old school Mexicans, they're still very angry about all that shit. You know? You go to Merida, you're hanging out at the Paseo de Montejo. That's not a Mexican guy, okay? That was a Don who came in and killed a lot of people to extract the gold. Plain and simple. And they did. They did take the gold. Oh, I'm in a castle. I don't even care. Well, that's a pawn I'm going to take. So now, and here, case in point. Here, case in point. It isn't about the color of the people. It's about the resources that are available there. Case in point. They're going up to Greenland, talking about national defense. There's nothing to do with national defense. Can you imagine what's in Greenland? The amount of valuable. I mean, this is not rocket science, folks. Come on. You tell this to any smart person from New York City, they look at you like you're just having a cup of coffee talking about nothing. I wanna push. But knight h5, e6 seems good. E6, what are they gonna do? The knight's gonna go to h5, right? If it goes to d7, there's bishop f7 is a thing. I can even just play f4 or to worry about bishop f6. I mean, bishop h6 doesn't bother me. Seems like e5 is the way. For direct punishment, otherwise he's going to escape immediately. I don't want him to escape. And the knight doesn't have very good comfortable squares. Bishop a6 is also a thing. I take on c6, he has king d7, bishop b5, king d7, he escapes. I think e5 has to be the most punishing move. And you always want to punish your opponents. Actually, you don't have to have an opponent. That's a cool thing Vishy talked about. Like, do you really have to have an opponent when you're playing chess? You don't have to. In poker, you don't have to either, unless somebody says something stupid about your mother, which is very common at the poker table. Maybe not about your mother, but okay, I have many ways now I can. But the thing is, now these are the tough decisions where you have many. I have 7 minutes where you have many options. You have to, you can go bishop f7, and that's strong. f4 is also strong because it just holds the pawn, and then you're setting up rook d1. This knight is very uncomfortable. Sort of taking material, does it really, really work? Is it super concrete? I mean, the king has to stay tethered to the bishop on g7. And then you do get some time, and your rook is on the 7th. And the king is on the back rank, and the rook is on the 7th. And when you go f4, maybe there's bishop h6, and you have to figure out a way to defend this f pawn. But maybe you can just play e6, takes, king back, and e6. I mean, it looks very simple. It looks very simple. The thing is, you can't do anything. Like f4, you sort of can't do anything other than maybe there's knight b6. I can just go away, and then he gets the castle. Yeah, so Yeah, let's take this puppy right here and let's just do this. Let's just do this. I mean, the point is that you want to find things, right? It's like playing a pot limit. It's like playing a five card Omaha hand or a PLO. You want many things. You want strong hand with something else. So you sort of layer the chess the same way. Just so now. I mean, I don't know what he's thinking about. I mean, maybe he's just thinking about King E7. It's not dumb, but it could be dumb because there is Bishop E6. Yeah. So now Bishop E6 is a pin. Is there anything else? F4. He probably wants to take on E5 with the knight anyway. Bishop E6 seems good. He has Bishop E5 there. Rook takes D7, King takes E6. This is not so clear all of a sudden, you see? Not so clear. Bishop E6, you can take. Rook bishop takes E5. Not so clear. F4. Knight E5, F5 takes on D7. But that's a very good position for me. Then I can even just reinforce with F2, F4. I don't think G5 is going to harm me. So it looks like this should be the one. Just reinforce this. All the same threats exist. And no more takes on E5. Yeah, just throwing out all kinds of things today. The nicest country in the world, I think, is Switzerland. You should go to Switzerland if you haven't been there. It's beautiful. Just for the aesthetic pleasures. America is a gorgeous country. America is a gorgeous country. It's just absolutely, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, we calculated this. We sort of understand that I can put him on the back rank. Like he takes the bishop and I just stick him to the back rank. Send him to the back rank, send him home. I don't want to let him connect the rooks. So this is definitely exclam. And now it's hopeless. And down upon and his rook's going to be trapped on H8. What? Well, he didn't want a bad king. Can you blame him? He didn't want to have a bad king. Can you blame him? Well, America's a beautiful country. It's just for the like Rocky Mountains and the bayous and the swamplands in Louisiana, beaches of California, NorCal, and the redwood forests. Yeah, and if you haven't been up there, so America is a really beautiful country. It's not as beautiful as this position, but it's very beautiful. Very beautiful. Nice. Well, I don't know about nice people. What I say, Americans are nice people. There have been times in blocks of time when the people were nice. It was in the 60s. It's been since the 60s since people were okay in this country with the hippie movement. I'm going to put them on lockdown here. Yeah, we're going to go rook E3 and try to mate him like that, I guess. He's going to have to play h4, and he's going to try to escape like that. That's not stupid. Okay, it seems like a fairly simple way to go about things, to just take on c6 also. Oh, well, thank you. All right, I've gotten enough rant in. Definitely haven't had any coffee. So, think about it. These are the things I've learned on my travels, and meeting so many people from all walks of life, and has led me here to rapid chess with Anonymous Fish.